the secondary, she had the primary custody.
Right.
But now she's bipolar, so eventually CPS saw exactly what was going on.
Exactly.
They don't know how the things are inside the house unless.
Well, I'll say from my personal perspective, my parents, neither of them had a serious issue, like a physical or mental issue with each other.
That's good.
They were both physically and mentally like sane and healthy.
Okay, that's good.
They just didn't get along together anymore.
Yeah.
And they split.
Why does that happen though? I mean,
it just does.
How many years were they married?
They were married 14 years.
Wow.
Yep. And well, they split, and they let me decide without going to court because I'm their only child.
Oh, okay.
So they were like, "Well, what do you want to do?"
Well,
and I was like, "Well, I want to see both of you equally." So it's 2 weeks and 2 weeks, and 2 weeks and 2 weeks, and 2 weeks and 2 weeks. And so
was that stable for you?
It was, yeah. I had clothes at both houses. I had everything. I just had to bring my book bag with school stuff to whichever one I was staying at. Everything else was fine. It was completely normal. And I will say that I think them being separated but being amicable, like they were able to work together for me, like with school particularly and any extracurricular activities. That was greatly beneficial. But I do know from friends that have been in situations where they've had parents separate that aren't amicable, where one wins custody over the other.
Yeah, that's true.
They benefit most from whoever has the custody being completely involved in their life the most. Even though they were saying, like, when they were younger, they were like, "Oh, it annoyed me so much," but being older, they're like, "I needed that. I just didn't know I needed that." So, like, if they're with their mom,
majority of them
25 days out of the month, they're with their father the other 5 days.
Right.
They were like, "My mom was really hard on me, but at the time I was so angry at her, but looking back, like, she was doing what's best for me." But as long as you have the right idea and the right plan, like
because I think parents know best.
Yeah. Do your schoolwork, do your best, try hard, and don't get into trouble. As long as you instill those values into your child as a single parent, they'll get it. I mean, they will get it.
Was your father more lenient towards you?
No, my mother and father were actually very strict, and they understood what each other wanted. Like what they understood, what they expected out of me, which was nothing less than greatness. I mean, they expected, straight A's, hard work, extracurriculars, and everything, and doing homework and all that stuff. And I mean, I did it. And it worked for me, and I went to college and everything. I mean, it worked excellent for me.
So you were the A student?
I was an A student. That's right.
Nice, very nice.
I was an A student.
Very impressive.
Living half my life in Greensboro and half my life in Madison, North Carolina.
Oh wow!
Yeah, my mother would drive from Madison, North Carolina to Greensboro every day to drop me off at school and then drive back.
Oh, so you were staying with your dad while you were at school?
I stayed with both.
Oh, both.
2 weeks and 2 weeks. 2 weeks and 2 weeks. 2 weeks and 2 years.
Oh wow!
Yep. It wasn't. Next one. Yeah, right here. Yeah, it wasn't court mandated, or they just asked me, "What do you want to do?" I said, "I want to."
How old were you at the time?
They separated
when you
11 days before my 10th birthday.
Oh, okay.
So I was very young.
Gosh.
But like the main is this one right here. Yeah, you're good. The main thing is make sure you're there for your kids.
Right.
Push them to do well in school.
Absolutely, yes. That's what I do. I mean, but my son, he has ADHD, which does not help. He takes Vyvanse
Yeah, right.
because of his mother being very abusive towards him.
Yes,
So,
tough.
so that's why CPS got involved. I mean, she's always been abusive, so it was not a good atmosphere. Now they don't report. To be honest, it's not me. She thinks, the mother thinks that I brainwash the kids, but the kids themselves, they
Yeah.
don't want to even talk to her on the phone.
Exactly. She's gonna think that and say that because that's gonna help, like, her case. She's gonna say like, oh well, he's brainwashing them, and you're not doing that. All you're doing, you're providing a stable environment for
Exactly.
them, and that's what you have to understand. Like, you're doing the best you can, and other people see that. CPS sees that.
Right.
And that's important because when it comes to it, because obviously she's going to eventually try to press some sort of charge against you.
Well, right. What happened was originally she had the primary custody.
Well, she's the mother, of course.
Yeah,
That's how it
but
goes.
in North Carolina, they preference the mother, even though she.
They're crazy.
But then she screwed up big time.
Right.
After me, she ended up getting married 3 more times, and she was a white American. 3 more times, and
Oh my
had
gosh.
6 kids with 4 different fathers. So, while at my custody thing, basically, while the judge was so the table switched around. I used to beg to see the kids, and the kids wanted to come to me because they saw. Kids can tell what is right, what is wrong, where to go. So right at the judge wanted to give like 2 hours once a week at the Chuck E. Cheese's at the Greensboro.
Right.
When she heard that, she said out loud to the judge, "Is that it?" She got up while in the middle of the judgment, and she walked away. When she left the room, the judge said, "Cross that off, just the phone calls." So she does not have any rights to see the kids. And when I want want mother to be part of, but the kids don't want to meet her.
Yeah, you have to listen to the kids. If the kids aren't interested in her,
right? I'm not forced. I never force them. Right?
Yeah, you do what they're comfortable, what you feel is best.
Right.
And if you think that she's a toxic environment, then don't fuck with that.
No,
man.
no.
Like, seriously,
honestly,
that's a brazen way to say it. Like,
exactly.
But don't mess with her, man. Like,
no, I know. Then when she calls, I hand the phone over. I don't even talk to her. I just hand the phone over to the kids. That's it.
And honestly, if I were you, like, when she calls, I would, instead of handing the phone number, I would put on speaker and hand it to them.
No. What I usually do is I have on my phone, I have an, I have an automatic call recorder. So basically, all the calls get recorded.
I got you. Okay, that's important. That's important.
So I save everything if she says something. So
okay, well, I'll let you get your next one. Buddy. But yeah, man, don't let her bully you.
No.
You do you, and do your best by your kids, man.
You turn out to be good.
Yeah, have a good night, man.
God bless you.
Bless you too, man.
Thank you, man.